everyone, it's Jen and you're watching The Screening Lady. In this video, you and I are gonna continue watching episode 2 of Bridgerton called Shock and Delight. In the first episode, I really enjoyed myself. I think it did meet expectations that it was Gossip Girl meets Pride and Prejudice. I think they just forgot to mention that all this was gonna be set in lavender or violet or purple. It's just a whole wisteria extravaganza and it looks pretty, it's nice. Just a couple of things that I learned coming from the first episode, and thanks to KG for helping clear this. A rake apparently is, yes, it was a womanizer or a playboy, but at the same time, in historical context, a rake would usually mean a guy who would spend his inherited fortune on gambling, wine, women, and song, which is essentially sex, drugs, and rock and roll for us right now. The last thing that I learned also is that I was asking previously why they had feathers in their head, and apparently it's part of the whole traditional getup. Like, if you were an eligible young bachelorette who's ready for marriage during that time, you had to present it yourself wearing, it had to be traditionally white, you would wear gloves and pearls, and the feather is part of that. Anyways, I'm not a history expert, it's just something that I read. I thought it was interesting, and if you tell me any other trivia during that time, I like it. I love trivia, so please do share in the comments below. Okay, so that's enough history trivia for now. Let's continue watching The Duke of Hastings, episode 2 of Bridgerton.
Yes, yes. Your Grace, I shall need you to push. You must breathe, Your Grace. You must listen.
Who is this? Oh.
Your Grace, please relay someone must be with her. If not her husband,
So it's the Duchess of Hastings, I guess?
push, Your Grace, push.
Jesus! Calm the fuck down!
Oh, Your Grace.
Oh god. I don't want to give birth.
I have a son.
Yay? What?
Perfect son. Simon Alpha.
Yo!
This man of Bassett.
Your wife!
Duke of Hastings.
I hate that. Jeez, that's an asshole. Sorry. What an asshole.
Life as a duchess will have many demands. Hosting balls, greeting foreign dignitaries. Daphne will not merely be in society, she will be leading it.
She is society. I am figure skating.
If you were truly courting me, you'd buy out every florist in town.
If I were truly courting you, I would not leave flowers 5 minutes alone with you in the drawing room.
Oh! Duke, please.
And not me.
6 balls, Your Grace.
Very well, I shall see about the flowers.
And you must remember, no one can know about our little arrangement.
You must remember,
Your work
audience.
happened last night with your Burke.
Ah, yes, how is your hand this morning?
My lord, you're hearing this. What are we going to do?
There's no need for your hysterics.
Why is
So,
he kept away?
he's also like a prime suspect, only because there's like unnecessary zoom-ins or panning shots to him.
So Daphne may be, do you know what is an accomplishment? Attending university. If I were a man, I could do that, you know. Instead,
Yes,
I should
Eloise.
stand by and watch dear Mama appear proud. Because some man should like to admire my sister's face and hair and fill her up with babies. Okay, if you're not listening to what I say. Well,
And the gossip continues.
let's try it. Is it your Mama? Not your father's village? Where's your father's staunch boy? It's not my Ma. Humboldt is coming. Humboldt?
Where's Humboldt?
Who is Humboldt?
Where's someone who writes?
Oh, a
Callers
suitor.
for Miss Daphne.
But the Duke, you already have called it, dearest.
Well, I suppose now I have more.
She wants to play the game. She has to play the game too.
What is happening?
Right. Eldest brother still wants the old dude. Did you just notice how long it took for him to get to the drawing room? It's a huge house.
You said you wanted this handled quickly.
Berber. Okay, got it.
And I intend to keep it.
We might begin with why you chose to interrupt such an exquisite morning.
Because she is already engaged to be married.
No, she's
Duke,
not.
somebody else for your hand? I'm not engaged, Mamma. Has anyone truly proposed to me? No. Have I proposed to anyone else? I do not believe I have.
Do not be disrespectful, Stephen.
Disrespectful. Yes.
I
It does not signify
We
that.
promenaded this morning and he sent flowers today. To both of us. Expensive ones.
We have to call it out. And he court the mother too. That's smart.
Is not a serious suitor. He will never marry. I have known him since we were boys. It is not bravado.
He
or
is.
denial.
He
or
knows
even
that.
immaturity.
That's the
It feels
truth.
that way to me.
I will not marry Nigel Burbrook.
You know how accurate this is? Like, I remember they used to box and not have any protective gear. Like, this is...
He's never seen going in and out of brothels, at least. I even know where he's been these past few years, right here in London, as opposed to some gambling hell or backwater slum, or wherever it was he chose to fuck about for God knows whatever reason.
a rake through and through.
He would have to be bloody Shakespeare with his letters if he cannot speak.
Don't boys develop a little slower than girls when they're babies? I'm not a mom, but...
Talk to me, damn you.
You are scaring
And
me.
if that's what it should take, I shall get a sound from him still.
No.
Yes. I mean, yes to what he
What
did.
did you say?
Not.
He's an imbecile.
Your Grace.
He is an idiot!
Whoa.
But it will only remain ours so long as we remain extraordinary. Hastings' name cannot land in the quivering hands of a half-wit.
So, your condition then, it was brought about by...
Love. It was love, Penelope.
It's not what I was told.
Would it be the rubies or the pearls, miss? Oh, the pearls.
These dresses are really gorgeous though.
rubies were better kept to the eye of even more new suitors.
Oh, if I'm not to put all my eggs in one basket.
The maid is like...
Must collect more. I am invited to a private tea with the Queen in 2 days' time.
Even the maids are happy for them. That's so
You're my
cute.
pearls. You shall wear the family diamonds tonight.
Whoa. These costumes are so
Your
amazing.
mother would weep to know her dearest friend was a stranger to her son.
I can not
Eat.
We can work on that.
So, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered.
So that's why the boys were like on guard. Then they tried to disperse. I still don't understand this whole thing. I mean, it made sense then, but...
Lord Bridgerton, do me the honor.
Of course, Lady Lamprey.
Lady Danbury's like jamming to some R&B song. Oh Lord, Burbrook. I was expecting they'd go into some modern song, but yeah.
Why? Because I asked you to. She's a prize I have long coveted. Her beauty, for her grace,
For her powerful red hook.
and whether I can count on you to handle this.
Oh, do come
No.
off it, Burbrook. I presume you failed to mention how he got that purple eye.
Was careless with the cabinet door.
He was
No.
careless with his honor. He attempted something last night I shall dignify with words when your sister plants her face there. Deservedly so.
Yes.
You will never speak to my sister again, Burbrook.
We are to be married.
Could even be buried if you so much as look in her direction.
Anthony just took someone's word over the other though.
You need not worry about Burbrook. Sister, it is done.
He is... Ah,
You had no right.
I was trying to help.
Well, you did not.
he did.
Always underestimate Nigel's entitlement. Not to mention people watching. You cannot assure me of anything.
Kiss. Too early.
But you do not need her. You're a duke. You already have the money and the connections and the standing. I need her.
When I'm buying a horse, I do not negotiate with the horse.
Yo, did he just compare us to a horse?
Have you not asked for her hand? If you are so fond of her and she's so smitten with you, why have you not already proposed? Unless you have already had her.
Hey! Oh, now
If you
he's
have, you
pregnant.
must tell me.
He wants to get beat up by the Duke. Does he? He's planning something.
Lord Bassett.
Show it, son. Come on.
You are my worst failure.
Ah, you are such an ass.
beg your pardon.
So long as I may remind you of your place, which is out of my sight, and with your bitch mouth shut.
Look at the Featherington.
Might I go play with Eloise?
Ladies not play, Penelope.
Forgive me, Mama. Might I go promenade for suitors with Eloise?
Very well then.
I was not aware, sister, of what Berwick attempted. I would have helped you. You should have told me.
Would you have believed me? Did you only change your mind about Lord Bearbrook because another man told you the truth?
Yo, yes.
After I apprised you of my wishes, and you proceeded to ignore them? Yes, brother, I do.
Ah, he always comes in horses.
My cuff, button it.
I beg your pardon.
There is to be no wedding.
I have told you, the arrangement is cancelled.
Lord Bearbrook, you look in a great deal of pain. Shall we continue this conversation in a more private location?
I require no further conversation, though perhaps I am finally speaking to the true head of the Bridgerton house. For if
Oh.
it were you, what would someone like, say, Lady Whistledown do with such unseemly information?
Is that a threat?
It is certainly not.
It obviously is.
Because in 3 days, I am to marry. I look forward to the union of our great families.
How do you do this?
Hastings.
I must issue my challenge to Lord Berwick straight away. I assure you I am properly trained in the matter. I know the rules to follow.
No, you are not to duel with Lord Bearbrook, Anthony. Do you understand?
Alright. 10 dual commandments. Okay.
It is illegal. Not to mention positively horrific.
And gentlemen are left with no other choice.
I must marry Nigel Bearbrook. It is the only choice.
Obviously not. We have a few more episodes to go.
I have taught you to believe that marriage is the best that life has to offer,
But,
and that remains true. But it is not simply a partner that marriage provides. You will have comfort and a house to tend, and most importantly, children. You will throw yourself into raising your family, and you will find much joy. I am certain. You and Papa. The two of you are so beautiful, Mama. That is what I wanted. Suppose I desire something different.
How do you mean?
Just different. I watched Daphne prepare for these balls, with all of those dresses and the many suitors, and I am exhausted. Suppose I want a different life, Benedict. I truly believe I am quite capable of something more, even when I am not allowed to have anything else.
Then I would say that you're not the only one.
Can't have something else, guys. I don't think it's good though in that time, but it gets better. They just gave us a gratuitous ab moment. They're like, what are we doing here? It's the same set as the crown. Just kidding. Is it?
Miss Bridgerton, allow me to set my eyes upon you.
so
Even if your countenance
unnerving.
is drawn. You are quite fortunate, though. How troublesome could a household be with only Lady Berbrook and the young Lord Berbrook to look after?
Oh, you have no idea.
You ate, but not one bite at tea, my dear. What have you found? What is going on? Ask that woman for tea without a thought for you, could you? The help here is everything, as we all know.
Some Downton Abbey shit going on.
Lord Berbrook has a boy by one of his maids that he refused to provide for. But they will if Lady Whistledown does. So we shall do what women do. We shall talk.
That the ton is abuzz with a most sordid tale.
The ton. You keep hearing ton. I gotta look into this also.
Business which perhaps might involve sending some much overdue funds to one former maid and young boy who we can only hope takes after his mother.
Conniving.
I've heard talk that Berbrook has left town. I'm given to think the solution to our problem did not come about by chance.
Lady Bridgerton is
I am resolved to
a
have
Slytherin.
in the future.
Most appropriate hymn for your sister when she decides to marry the Duke. Perhaps your bride would like the same.
Good night, Mother.
Feels like only two people want to get married. The mom and Daphne. And Miss Featherington too.
If this is to be a match like no other, wouldn't you call me by my name?
Very well. Simon?
Is there something funny about my name?
No, no. No. It is perfectly fine.
Fine. Very well. Daphne.
Ah, it's so close now. Yeah, she's feeling it.
I wish to find a husband.
Nothing like a bruised knuckle.
Children.
The two of you will certainly make a captivating match, Your Grace. Whatever is bothering you?
So it begins.
Nothing at all.
Of course I knew this. Why am I still reacting like this? I don't know. You don't deserve it.
Never intend to take your rightful place.
You don't deserve this.
I will never marry. I will never sign an heir.
That's why.
The Hastings line will die with me.
I get it. I am okay.
Are my words clear enough for you, Father?
This is the last fuck you.
Speak, you fucking monster.
He deserves it.
Speak.
You imbecile. Sorry. Oh shit, he died. Get it. Okay, so I feel like this episode is more of like an after shock and delight. We learned that the Duke of Hastings had 2 dances with Daphne Bridgerton, and apparently it just means like he has high chances of winning in terms of finally being engaged to Daphne Bridgerton, or finally getting the diamond of the first water or something. The episode starts out with the real antagonist of this episode, I feel like, and so I totally understand why Simon Bassett would prefer not to extend the Hastings line, or the Duke of Hastings line. It was a real ass, by the way. So apart from that also, I feel like the whole episode is about a man's word versus a woman's word during these times. we see how Anthony, like the eldest brother of the Bridgerton family, just quickly switches camp or quickly abandoned ship. Like, he was all for Lord Burbrook in the first episode, and then the moment the Duke of Hastings says, dude, he did something to your sister, and the Duke of Hastings just said that, and then Anthony is like, you shall never see my sister again. You know, Daphne says so herself, like, would you have believed me if I said that? Like, you had to understand it if it came from a man's mouth. Meanwhile, our girls had to connive a whole thing just to get Burbrook out of the competition. They had to go through the grapevine and they had to do the long game just for people to finally, you know, for the people to finally say that Burbrook is not cool at all. And eventually Burbrook leaves the town, and I gotta understand the town versus the ton. I know the show is done, but for now, I still need to see some strength in Anthony's character. I know so far his role is to be the overprotective eldest brother, but it feels so caricature-y at this point. I hope I'm wrong, and I know I will be wrong because I'm not just 2 episodes in. Eloise is our conduit in terms of being the modern woman, and I'm very curious to know how her arc is gonna be like for this whole season. Also, I really just want to highlight how historically accurate everything is. Again, I'm not a historical expert, but just the attempt to make it as accurate and authentic as possible. It's not just in the costumes or the set designs, but like making sure that the actors probably went through like a camper training in terms of all these social etiquettes and gestures and accents, down to, I was looking at Simon and his friend and how they were holding their glove. Well, they didn't have gloves, but they were holding their fists together, like how classic it looked like. It looked like one of those illustrations you'd see in 1800s or something. It's very different to how, you know, just those little things. It's so cool. So everything is still falling into place, everything is still brewing, everything is still opening up for all of us, and I can't wait to share the whole experience with you guys. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's all just gush over the Duke of Hastings. Yeah, that's it. See you guys. Bye.